Today I wanted to talk about something I always get asked. I always get asked this question. Let me just get comfy so we can have a chat. Again, if you're new here, welcome. And also, if you're just watching me for the first time, maybe you can give me some tips on what you'd like to see more of. Let's get comfy, shall we? Okay, so again, I wanted to talk about something I get asked often. Why do you always wear a scarf? I have worn scarves for years. But there's a specific reason. I think there's a couple of reasons why I started wearing them. And everybody has a reason as to why they wear them. But for me, it comes from some of my experiences, some of the things I've been through. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about me. Okay, so I've spoken about how I got into hair and things and how I've become to be who I am today. Now, 3 things. I am Zambian specifically, so African girl. I am passionate about hair. I love hair so much. I feel like I love the fact that I get to meet so many different people and just see what journeys there are, not just hair wise, but just so many different journeys. I'll give you an example. One of my clients, I started doing her hair when she was at college, and now she's like a big woman with a big job. It's such a nice thing to witness, you know? And I feel like I'm privileged to be able to have that. I have a lot of clients that I don't even do their hair anymore, but I still meet them and we network and stuff. So yeah. Another thing is I'm a mom. But let's go back. Okay. So I should go way back. If you're not watching my previous videos, let me catch you up. Okay, so I went to school in England. I was born in Zambia, so I came to England. I want to say I was turning 10, something like that. And I got to experience some of British primary school. Okay. And in primary school, I've told this story on my TikTok. I dare bring it here because I feel like it's a different audience, and I'm not ready to just, it's quite vulnerable. It's a vulnerable story about my experience in primary school and secondary school and then so forth. So basically, a long story short, what I was saying on that story that I've put on TikTok, and everybody has related to it. Not many times you can like come out and be a little bit vulnerable. I'm guessing you figured that out already. I don't want to say I'm an emotional person, but I feel things, right? I'm quite empathic, and I wear my heart on my sleeve. That's not to say I'm not a strong girl, because I am. I feel like I believe in expressing myself, expressing my emotions to the people I love. Usually if I'm comfortable and trusting of you, I don't mind being a person that shows you how I feel about stuff. That's what I've learned anyway. I feel like there's power in being open, to an extent, obviously, and to the right people. Okay, so let's talk about it. So I come to England, 9 years old, something like that, and I got to experience primary school for the first time. Now, primary school, it was an experience. Okay, picture this. Small little girl, and everybody has their own experiences. Okay, this is what I experienced. Small little girl, British primary school for the first time ever. I had my afro. Okay, I've always had an afro. Back home, the style that they're doing now, I think they call it like, what's it called? Oh, I forgot. I don't know the name, but you use like cotton. Sew it like, thread, right? And you wrap the hair, and sometimes it's sticking up like that. But then you can make all sorts of like shapes and patterns, and most of the time it'll be brought up to the top here, or it'll be taken back to there. And you'll go to school like that. That was a vibe, right? We see it now. It's like I think it's falling under editorial. That makes me chuckle because that style is is a style like the girls would wear back home. I wore it. So I get to school and I'm like, this is different, right? Um, I feel like the kids were more alert, like, very different, very different. But I feel like I started to find a struggle, right? My struggle actually came from Zambia. It followed me from Zambia. I'm not even gonna lie. It followed me from Zambia, and not many people know about this. But it followed me from Zambia. Okay, and if I'm gonna be on this platform, I'll just tell it like it is. Yeah. So my little struggle came from Zambia. Now back in Zambia, everybody at school was, I don't want to say obsessed, but like obsessed with my features, specifically my nose. Okay, oh, basically making fun of it. Let's just put it like that. Okay, so from a little girl, I've always felt conscious about my features. Okay, so 9 years old, I get to England, and it's the same thing. Everybody's obsessed with the shape of my nose. Like, oh, I'd get called all sorts, big nose, all sorts of things, and I didn't like it, but I didn't know how to deal with it. And looking back, I didn't tell like my grown-ups at the time because I don't know. It's something I was dealing with back home, but it was a little bit minor until I came here and it was like, raw, like everyone sees the same thing. Like my nose is significantly bigger than everyone else's. Okay. So I started to be self-conscious about my nose. Not just my nose, my eyes as well. Oh, they're too big, blah, blah, blah. And I was talking about this because it shaped me to who I am. And I'm going to get back to why I wear a headscarf. Okay. So, and then I went to secondary school. Secondary school was, it was worse now. Secondary school was peak because not only did that sort of bullying continue, but like, as a constant reminder, because secondary school is like when everyone's growing and everyone's like starting to look girly and pretty, and they'd be doing all sorts. And for me, I felt like I didn't know what to do, but I found something that I like to do. I was just always experimental with like hair. So I would at one point I did have my hair relaxed and I tied it up to the top, updo, and I would have a long braid, slick it, and yeah, I love doing stuff to my hair. The majority of the time I had an afro, big afro, and those claw things, I don't know what you call them, but they're like it's like a string, but it's got claws like this, so you do it into your hair and then you do whatever style you want. And then I would have some gel here. Oh, and the gel was big back then, boy. So I used to I was trying to find what I liked. Okay, anyway, so that sort of thing continued. I'm not gonna get too much into that because I feel like that's not the story I want to tell today. I feel like I've told it, and if I were to put it on this platform, I would just take it from TikTok and bring it here rather than speak about it again. But it's given me courage to be able to just speak about like how I feel, about the woman I am today, about why I dress the way I dress, why I look the way, why do I wear a headscarf? Okay, so secondary school, I'm like, what do I like? What do I not like? The lip gloss I was doing all sorts. And it's safe to say, like, my school was very diverse, like black girls everywhere, different just different people all over the place, and different cultures, and different people from different backgrounds. They express themselves in many ways. For me, it was more like I like to do my hair, and like I say, I constantly used to be reminded about my my big features. Okay, so I started to get a little self-conscious, so I started wearing big styles, so like the big afro, and then obviously I would do my face and things like that. So life went on, and then I went to after school I went to After school, I went to college. And just after school, I used to dabble and dabble into hair. Mostly my friends and family like how we do something with the hair. And then when I went to college, I started like doing hair on the side. It kind of gave me the freedom to express myself even more. Like there was no limits. I had purple hair. Sometimes I get asked like, "Girl, like, you can't have blue hair." I've tried everything. Okay, you see the little 27 piece. Okay. So I had everything, the quick weave, whatever, and just so many different colors. Um, and that's how I've always expressed myself. So I think around college time, I'm giving you all the tea. I'm giving you all the tea. And the thing is, if you know me, you might want to swipe because some of these things might be uncomfortable for you to watch. I'll just say it like that. Okay, so college, I have to think because I had to repeat my GCSEs. So I had to go and do my GCSEs properly now. And I just want to say I did them. And I aced them. Do you know what I mean? I aced them. Do you know what I mean? An intelligent girl. Okay, so secondary school now, college, I start to express myself, blah blah blah. I meet people that look like me that like to express themselves. And you know what? A lot of times in college, from school to college, I was around a lot of, most of my friends were Jamaican, and what I learned off them was the fact that I loved the fact that they expressed themselves with color in their hair from like young. I love that so much, and I feel like I got some inspiration. I'm not gonna lie. I used to do one of my friends' hair, and she would always have a streak of red and purple and blue, and I just thought, oh, that's so cool. Like you can do that, and like it's okay. Like that's so cool. So I started to experiment with all sorts of things. But mostly just big hairstyles, just hairstyles that just stand out. Hairstyles that would kind of, I don't think this hairstyle I would draw my features. I've come to accept the features, okay. But there were, hairstyles that would just be, it would get the attention on the hair more than my face, okay. So college times, I used to try all sorts, but then I started, college I never really wore a scarf like that. I would wear it at home and like here and there, but not like, I'm gonna wear a scarf all day type of thing like I do now. No, but I'm gonna skip this little part just a little bit. So is this another tumultuous story? Okay. So I got into one relationship, okay, and long story short, throughout that relationship, I felt like I had to alter my appearance just a little bit. And this is my experience. Again, this is just my experience. Everybody's got their own point of view. This is mine. I started to see myself altering my appearance a little bit. So how can I say that? It's very silly to say that in this day and age, because like look at me now. So got the weave and the makeup and the contour, whatever. But that's not the case. What I'm saying is, I liked Afro styles. I liked curly Afro styles. I started to wear a lot of straight wigs, okay, because that was the preference. Okay, that was the preference from the other eye, shall I say. And I just started to feel like I needed to wear those more than any other thing. So usually I would wear straight wigs. But then how straight wigs look at me. Okay, listen, I can look cute in anything. Okay. Now, the way straight wigs would look back then is middle part, okay, is to fall in like that. And it weren't no like body wave, do you know what I mean? It was just a straight. Now, I used to rock very long like weaves, straight weaves. And I feel like my features will stand out. Okay. Now, I knew I had these features, but the people around me were constantly reminding me of my features. Okay, in that relationship, I felt like I was constantly reminded of my big features. And I always ask, like, are you gonna do something about your features? Like, okay. And that wasn't very easy. So as a girl, I started to feel like, oh, what do I need to do? To, I don't know. So I would wear the wig. I would wear the wigs and stuff, and they look cute. Not gonna lie, but me, I want to look different. I don't want to look like everybody else. I want to stand out a little bit, but not for like the attention, but just because if I think the perfect way of saying it is I was trying to create my own lane of pretty or tolerated beauty type of vibe, right? So come out of that relationship now, and I started to feel like, oh, let's try something else. That's sort of like reinvented myself a little bit. Like I said, I've worn scarves in the past, but not like I do now. So I started to understand that for me, covering my hair is very important to me. So I started covering my hair a bit more, and also, like I say earlier, because I wanted to create my own lane of accepted standards of beauty, right? So I started to wear my headscarves and trying to create my own lane of, like, just making myself accept myself the way I am. It's taken a lot. It's taken a lot of work, because all my life I've heard like all these negative things about the way I look, specifically my features. So how can I say it? Like, I mostly wear them because, one, I feel like my head is protected. Like, I don't want my hair unsure 24/7. Two, because I'm a hairdresser and I just like to be, I like to not to be extra, but like I feel like that's how people know me. Like, I've done it for so long. Like, sometimes I'd walk out of the house and I post, like, I don't know, something, a story or something, and people would be like, where's the scarf? Because I've done it for so long. So yeah, I feel like it's part of my identity. But for the longest time I was fighting. I was like, how can I kind of do what I want? Like, I don't feel like there should be a limit to what I can do with my look or with how I dress. I don't feel like there should be a limit for anybody, and that's why I try to encourage the girls that I meet. Like, just I get, oh, I can't have that hairstyle because, oh, I don't know. It's okay. Like I always say, if you don't like it, you can just change it. If you don't like it, don't do it next time. If it doesn't suit you, I feel like we're put in a box too much. Like, this is what should be expected of this. You should look like this. And I've been fighting all my life to come out of that box. So the head wraps for me is just, it's like my own little lane of how, it's like a constant reminder, like, you look beautiful this way. Or I feel like it gives me confidence too. When I've got the head wrap up high like that, I feel like I'm that girl. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if that has to explain. It makes me feel good. So, head wraps like this, I do a lot of them. But another thing is, ages ago, I used to wear black a lot. I used to have a very bad mental health. Like, my mental health was terrible. And also, after getting through that bad stage of my life, right, to where I am now, I started doing something that it might sound silly to people, but I always tell it to my friends. When they tell me like, oh, maybe I'm struggling mentally or something, and it might sound silly. I don't know if some people actually take it serious, but I say to them, why don't you like try some color? Like, you'll be amazed. Honestly, you'd be amazed. Everybody doesn't like to experiment and be extra, but like me, I I still feel like I could be a bit more out there. But like I always say, I'm gonna have some form of color. If you look at my shorts, there's all bright colors on there. They make me feel good, they make me feel happy, and again, they take me out the box. Like, don't expect me to wear what everyone else is wearing. Don't expect me to look like everyone else, because I don't. Imagine a world where everybody looked the same. It'll be quite boring. Anyway, these are the reasons I wear a scarf. One, to cover my head and just not be exposed like that to everyone. Two, actually, to get hair out my way, because usually when I'm doing hair, I don't like to feel hair on me. So usually, sometimes I just, my hair is really short. Sometimes I just wear a scarf, like a small scarf, just to cover my head. And it's not odd or foreign to anyone, because they expect me to be in a scarf. They represent where I come from, you know, so why not rock them? So I do, and I don't want to say it's a deep purpose, a deep reason why I do it, but those are the reasons why I do it. So, and I don't want to say I've influence, but there's a lot of people now that wear scarves, because the ladies I meet, they're like, oh yeah, I learned to wear a scarf and watch your tutorials, and I wear a scarf and stuff. And a sweet lady commented on my one of my shorts, and she was just saying, you know, I protect my hair and I cover my hair up and things, and it's different reasons why everybody wears them, but these are mine. So I hope you liked this little video, and I hope you come back, and don't forget to like and subscribe and share. Yeah, bye.